Greetings, YouTubers, and today we're going to talk about upside down drawing and how it can help you become better as an artist. Stay tuned. Alright, so basically what you guys we're going to do is we're going to work on this drawing right here. And we've had several different versions, and I'm using this one here from Picasso. And so the goal here is I'm going to try to get you guys to see how to see as an artist and how to draw as an artist. So most of you will probably say, I'm going to draw this the way it is. And that's all fine and good, but there's lots of ways we can approach that. And one of you has suggested already that we just simply slide this underneath here and start tracing, which is fine if that's what you're doing. But see, we have this nice large sheet of paper that's an 18 by 12, and so we're actually going to enlarge this image. And so you can't really trace it if you're going to enlarge it. So a couple things we're going to do here. The first thing, and I don't want you guys in class to follow me on just quite yet, this image is an 8.5 by 11, so it won't fit. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to draw the person. So the person here is roughly 9 inches. If we can see that, 9 inches. And then we have over here is roughly 7 inches. So I'm going to just shrink it up to 6 inches. So I'm not going to do all of this right now, but part of the big thing here is I'm going to use the edge of my paper, and I'm going to do little tick marks where it's the inches. And I will show you what usually happens in kids I've been teaching for a while always have this mistake. What they do there is they put the tick mark here, and then they grab the ruler and swivel the ruler or the picture and do the same thing. What happens is the tick marks are going to be slightly off even though they're an inch. So the big secret here is to take your ruler and just slide it over here and do the tick marks as well here, and that way they will be in the correct location. And then you take your ruler here and match the tick marks up and slice it there, or draw it. What I have done is I have Googled a grid, printed that out, and made a transparency. So now I have this transparency here. Now this would be, helpful in some regards, and then I printed that off again. And so, in essence, I didn't necessarily cheat, as some people could say, but I basically sped up the process. So, many of you guys are thinking, okay, that's great. So what we're going to end up doing is this is a 1-inch grid. These are 1-inch squares, and what we're going to do is enlarge it to a 2-inch grid. So that means all these squares are actually going to be on your large sheet of paper. They're actually going to be 2 whole inches. So what we're going to do here is on this paper here, we'll do the tick marks just like I did before. And we'll do those out there. So what I'm going to do is stop my video right now. We'll do that. Okay, so students and YouTubers, we're back. So I got my grid here and I got my grid here. And so what basically you want to do, and a lot of people think this is crazy. It's blurry on the big screen. Yay, thank you. So anyways, what a lot of people seem to think this is crazy. But when you're an artist and when you're painting, even in my college classes, I do something and I wasn't sure if I liked it and if it was correct. As they said, turn it upside down. And so what happens is, and there's lots of books out there talk about this, what happens is, as an individual, you guys think, hey, I know what a head looks like, I can draw a head, or I know what glasses look like. And that's the problem. You draw from your memory when you should be trusting your eyes. So part of this exercise is all about trusting your eyes here. So what you do here is we'll turn this upside down, we'll turn this upside down, and so, and you kind of have to watch this because our paper's not exactly the right size. Like this here is all gone, we're not using this at all, and we're not using this one at all on ours. And then I think we're starting to draw right here. We'll just use this as the far side, and I think 1, 5, 6. And so this right here is all gone, so we're not drawing this on our paper here. So you need to keep that in mind. But basically, each square, so this square's here, and this square's here, and this square's here. Now, most of my students just draw, but some students actually try to number each square. What I do want you to do, though, is take something and cover up the image here, because if you don't, your mind's going to still say, yeah, I'm drawing an upside-down person. I don't want you to think that way. I want you to look. And now it sounds crazy, but when I look at people, when I look at things, especially when I'm trying to draw it, I don't try to draw whatever it is. I'm trying to draw this, and this right here is not a head. This is just a simple line. So what I'll do here is I'll go 1, 2, 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. And sometimes when it's difficult, and then I eyeball this, you can use a ruler if you're one of those people. But I will cut this, not that this is difficult, but if I have a difficult square or section, and I do this in my professional artwork as well as when I teach, I'll draw this rough square here and make it into a 4 squares or whatever. So then I'll go here and I'll go here and I'm like, okay. So if I look here, it's not quite halfway, and it's, if I did this again, broke it in half, it's right about the halfway mark. Okay, and then it starts bending when it gets here. So now I know to draw this, it's going to go right around here and go like this, right roughly around here. And then I know the ear here is somewhere around here, and so I'm going to just draw this out here lightly, and I'll go from there. And then, but I try not to think of it as an ear, I try to think of it as a shape. And then over here we got it's pretty close here, so I'll here, and then it goes right over here. And this is something I can rework over and over and over again. But if I look here, I'm ending up right here. And if I cut this up here again, I think I should be getting this bump here. And so the big thing is, I think the biggest word I've learned in college, believe it or not, is compare, compare, compare. And that's what this exercise is. I'm going to try to compare this with this, and then this with this. I'm comparing this arc and this size with this, so everything is in comparison. And so when you get down further on the image here, it gets more and more difficult here. I'm going to compare this curve right here with this here, okay? Because some kids are going to be like way over here and overdrawing it. It's all about comparing one angle, one size. Biggest words: compare, compare, compare. When you're trying to analyze what's wrong with your image because you see it and you're not sure what's wrong, stop, turn it upside down, turn it sideways. Later on I'll teach you a technique with the pencil and closing your eye. That's always interesting. And everybody, if you have any questions, let me know. Like, subscribe, and see you next time. Hope it helped.